Hello, everybody, and welcome to Wednesday. Thank you so much for watching this video. Here is your posting for the day. You can read through it to find all the important information that you need. So let's get into our lesson today about multiplying binomials. All right, so let's begin with, if I write the following binomials, x plus 2 times x plus 8. Okay, the first thing that we need to understand is that both of these binomials are factors of a polynomial. So what that means is that when I multiply both of these together, the answer is going to be a polynomial. Okay, so that's what it means when I say both of these are factors of a polynomial. So here's a method that we will use to solve this multiplication of binomials. Okay, so I've got x plus 2 times x plus 8. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to do x times x, and we're going to call that f for first. All right, so when I do x times x, I'm going to keep the base and then add my exponent, so that's going to be x squared. All right, so I multiplied the first terms inside the parentheses. The next thing I'm going to do is what we call O for outer. So I'm now going to multiply the outer terms of the parentheses. So x times 8 is going to be plus 8x. Then the next thing that I'm going to do is multiply my two inner terms of the parentheses. So 2 times x is 2x. Then the final thing I'm going to do is multiply these last terms of the parentheses. So 2 times 8 is 16. So once I've done that, I have x squared plus 8x plus 2x plus 16. So like I told you in class, whenever I write a polynomial, I always want to write the polynomial in standard form. So in order to write this polynomial in standard form, I have one more step, which is to combine these like terms. So when I combine those like terms, I now have x squared plus 8x plus 2x is 10x plus 16. And so this polynomial, x squared plus 10x plus 16, is what the multiplication of these two factors equals. Okay? And the method that we use to solve this is what we call the FOIL method, which is first, outer, inner, last. So you multiply the first terms, then the outer terms, then the inner terms, then the last terms. Okay? Now, I want you to bear in mind something very important here. FOIL only works when multiplying binomials. Tomorrow, when we do binomials times trinomials, it's going to be a little bit different, but this works strictly for multiplying binomials. So do not stop the video yet. I'm going to show you 3 more examples that will prove beneficial for your assignment today. Okay? So let's look at our next one. If we have here x plus 8 times x minus 3. All right, so using my FOIL method, I'm going to multiply the first terms of each parentheses. So x times x, I keep the base and add the exponent, so that's going to be x squared. All right, then the next thing I do is multiply the outer terms. So what you need to keep in mind, as I have stressed from the beginning of the year, is that whenever you have a subtraction symbol or a minus, we treat that number as a negative number. So as we treat that as a negative number, that actually becomes x times a negative 3, which is going to be minus 3x. Then I multiply the inner terms of the parentheses. So 8 times x is going to be plus 8x. And then I multiply these last terms. So again, 8 times a negative 3 is minus 24. All right. So now the final step that I need to do is to write this polynomial in standard form. So in order to write it in standard form, I need to combine these like terms. So that's going to give me x squared. Negative 3x plus 8x is going to be plus 5x minus 24. All right, so that is the answer to x squared, or x plus 8 times x minus 3. Okay, so keep that in mind as you're doing today's problems. Don't stop the video yet. Next one. So if I have something like x plus 8 squared, so I know whenever I have an exponent, that's how many of that expression I'm going to multiply. So x plus 8 squared becomes x plus 8 times x plus 8. All right, so again, using FOIL, x times x is going to be keep the base, add the exponent, so x squared. X times 8 is plus 8x. 8 times x is plus 8x. And then 8 times 8 is 64. All right, so there's just one last thing that I need to do is I need to write this polynomial in standard form. So I combine these like terms here. So that's going to be x squared plus 16x plus 64. All right, one final example, and then you can move on to the assignment. So let's suppose I've got 3x plus 2y times 4x plus 4y. So this time I've got all these variables with coefficients. All right, so we're basically going to do the same thing, is we're still going to follow the FOIL method. So 3 times 4 is going to be 12. And then I keep the base of x and add my exponents. So I have 12x squared. So now I have 3x times 4y. So again, 3 times 4 is going to be 12. And then I have x times y. So 12xy. 2 times 4 is going to be 8. And I have x times y again. And then for my last term, 2 times 4 is 8. And y times y is keep the base and add the exponents. So y squared. All right, so now my final step with this polynomial is to write it in standard form. So I combine those like terms, and that gives me 12x squared plus 20xy plus 8y squared. Okay, so now that we've looked at those examples, you can go ahead and go on to your assignment. Now, notice what I put here in the post. You must show your work. Do not do this as mental math. Do not try and eyeball this. Okay, we are at the point in Math 1 where you need to show your work. Remember, show me steps, show me success, SMS, all the way. So, show your work. Show me your steps, show me success. Because if you're not going to do steps on these, guess what? You're going to get a lot of them wrong. Okay? You're at the point you must show steps. You may not take shortcuts. So, when you're doing this person puzzle on Pat Tillman, each of the examples that I showed you, you should find problems in this assignment that will match each of those examples that I showed you. Okay? So if you need me, please email me and we can set up a Google Meet time, or I can try to answer your question through email. All right, have a great day, everybody. And there will be one more video tomorrow on multiplying binomials by trinomials. Have a great day.